everyone, and welcome to episode 5, the halfway point in our series, our 1941 strategy series. In this episode, we will be going over Great Britain. Now, Great Britain is a super fun nation to play in this version, and they have the most options of any country in the game, and that is only because they control about a third of the world, which is ridiculous, but a lot of the countries in World War II fell under the Dominion in terms of Great Britain. So they control nations such as Union of South Africa, Canada, India, and Australia, which weren't actually directly controlled by Great Britain in the war, but they all worked very cohesively, I guess you could say. So Great Britain has two strategies. Again, every country is going to have two different ways they can go. So for Great Britain, the two strategies that I've come up with are control the sea and control the land. Now, in control the sea, basically, you try to get rid of all the Japanese shipping, and you want to destroy every single German ship that you can at any point in the game, because your philosophy is, if they don't have ships to land in Great Britain, then they can't land in Great Britain, which is true. This is absolutely true. So you just sink their ships, they can't get to your islands. That's the point. And, you know, Great Britain being an island nation is perfect for you. The control the land strategy is basically the exact opposite. It is preparing to lose in the sea. You can build ships every now and then, but you want to build up a big land armies to defend your factories. Okay, so the first one we will be doing is the less common, in my opinion, of the two, and that is control the land. So I often see people going for control the sea against Germany. I personally also prefer a control the sea strategy. It works more often than a control the land strategy. But for control the land strategy, here we go. Purchases 2 infantry and 1 tank. And it is as simple as that. So we have several small attacks that we get to make. Some of these attacks will be the same over both strategies because they're just givens to me. But one of them is this battleship here. We'll be taking the destroyer from Sea Zone 10, ramming it into that along with our fighter and our bomber. Everything there slamming into that battleship. And then this tank will be boarding the transport and going 2 spaces up into 3 and landing in Norway. I always like to do that just to make the Germans turn around, especially since a kill Russia first strategy is common. If you take Norway from the Germans, then they have to distribute some of those troops back. It gives Russia a turn to do something in the north if they can. If they can't, well, you tried. Okay, we do have really good odds of taking this. We could lose the tank and kill the infantry. That's fine too. The tank's not doing anything else for us. But there you go. Control the land. All right, so down here in Africa, one of these guys from Egypt is just going to march in and take North Africa. Now this is simply so Germany can't land planes here. And so they can't really make very many attacks against Egypt effectively because they're going to need air support there, and now that is limited to attacking from Southern Europe. 1-2, 1-2, they can land back there. They can't attack from 3 spaces away because they will have nowhere to land. So that's convenient for us. Now this is one of the attacks here. Get a good angle on this. That's going to be over both strategies because it is just something I think you should do. Well, actually, it's not. I lied. But in this strategy, in control the land, I remembered there's a unit you won't have in the other one. So, sorry about my dogs. But they're going to be barking because we have people coming over tonight for Bible study, basically. I'm actually going to let them out real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, now that that's taken care of and they're barking outside instead, this battle is the Battle of Southeast Asia. And it is crucial to this control the land strategy. Because if you take Southeast Asia, well, Asia's really hard to capture for Japan. Southeast Asia is a good staging point for their planes and their carriers. So we're going to take the 2 infantry from India, smack them in there along with the fighter from India, and then we're going to take our destroyer from 29 into 31, along with the submarine from 33 into 31. Along with these attacks, the transport from 33 is going to take the infantry from Australia into 31, and he's going to offload into Southeast Asia. Now, if this sea battle fails, this infantry dies, and that will lower our odds here, so we do really need to win this sea battle, but the odds are slightly in our favor. So that's good. So with that being said, all of our combats are declared. I will go ahead and roll the dice and get right back to you guys. Okay, we have completed all of our battles, and mixed results. I have to be honest here. So, in Season 8, we did sink the battleship at the loss of our destroyer, which is perfectly fine. I was expecting to lose that destroyer in that battle. Up there in Finland, we did take out the infantry, and our tank survived. So we get that extra $1 from Germany, which is nice. That brings Germany and England both to 13. And of course, we just captured North Africa with no fight. Now, here in Southeast Asia, interesting outcome. We lost the sea battle. So the infantry died, and then our 2 infantry killed their 2 infantry, and we survived with the fighters. So surviving with the fighter is, if we lose, we have to survive with the fighter. If you don't have the fighter, we're going to have an almost impossible time defending Asia against the Japanese. But we survived with the fighter, so it's going to make it a little easier for us. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do our non-combat moves. The fighter is just going to land back there in India. And we'll press on into Southeast Asia at a later date. But for now, the transport that was in C-Zone 29 goes to 27. And I will tell you that on turn 2, and that is to take this guy 1-2 back up to India. Okay? That factory is more important than the $2 that are in Africa. So then the guy from Egypt moves to the Middle East, and the tank from Egypt moves 1-2 into India. Again, we need the factory, okay? Now, the 2 planes that were just in that battle in Season 8 just land back in the United Kingdom, and then we're done. We have moved everything except for the guy in South Africa. Again, he's going to be moved later. So we place our units, 2 infantry, and the tank all going in the United Kingdom. All right? Now, you could put one of the infantry in India, which, I mean, I will, since we lost the battle in Southeast Asia. But the reason you put everything in Great Britain is so that you can start building fighters and bombers, and so that you can start sinking the ships so they don't get to your island. But basically, again, control the land. You just want a big land defense so that if Germany ever gets to the point to where they can land in the United Kingdom, they can stand. They won't have a chance. You will have enough guys to defend. In this version of the game, this is a pretty good defense actually. So, and I did put the infantry down there in India. So, with that being said, that is the control the land strategy. And again, you're going for as much land as you can grab. You don't care necessarily about ships. You're hoping that America can take care of the ships. But you just want to get as many land territories and keep your factories. That is your main goal. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. Again, any criticism or comments that you have, anything you saw that you can critique and do better, think you can do better, let me know in the comments section. I will greatly appreciate your support as I have up to this point. I love you guys so much. This is Enderman 103. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace out.